The graph of y equals f of x is shown below. We want to sketch the graph of y equals negative f of 2x plus 3 minus 1. This is a slew of lots of different transformations here, and so we kind of need to know the order that we're going to do these. So a general rule that we're going to follow is we are going to first do any horizontal shift. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do, horizontal shifts. The next thing we're going to do is any number in front of this x, okay, that could include a negative or any horizontal shrink or stretch. That's going to be the second thing we do. Then we're going to do things out in front of the function. Okay, that includes, again, a negative, which is a reflection in the x-axis, or a vertical stretch or shrink constant. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you have both of those, it doesn't matter which order you do them. And then finally, the last thing we'll be doing is this last number, which is a vertical shift. So that's kind of the order we're going to go with. And I am going to just kind of work through those step by step here. So the first thing we're going to look at is f of x plus 3. Okay, just that plus 3 right there. Now this is a horizontal shift, 3 units to the left. And so we're going to take all of our key points and move them over to the left 3 units. So I've got this little minimum over here, and moving that over 3 units, 1, 2, 3, puts me right here. We can also take intercepts, so I'll take this point right here and move that 1, 2, 3. And this point, 1, 2, 3. Then this local maximum right here on the axis, that moves over 1, 2, 3, ends up right here. And of course, if you want, you can kind of draw the shapes just so you don't forget, what's going to be happening here. We've got a something like that. Doesn't be perfect, but that gives you kind of a general idea. We've got this intercept here, which moves over 1, 2, 3. Okay. This minimum, which looks like it's right around the 2, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, a little minimum there. This intercept moves over 1, 2, 3. And this maximum moves over 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we just kind of connect all of these, all right? Now, of course, it's not going to be perfect, but that's gives us at least a general idea of what's going on here. And right down to that. So that's kind of all that we have in this graph. Now, the next thing we're going to do is this this 2 out in front of the x. All right, so we're now looking at f of 2x plus 3. So replacing x with a 2x, this is a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. So all of the x values that we have here are going to shrink, be cut in half. And we can kind of quickly estimate these. So like this minimum kind of cut over in half, this cut in half, that cut in half. Okay, it's not super super precise, but that's kind of the idea. Cut in half. Up here, cut that in half. Over here, that's maybe going to be, let's see, it's at 1, 2, 3, almost 4. So it'll be at almost 2. This is at 4, that'll be at 2. And then, I kind of lost the left side of this graph, so we can kind of think through that. Like this up here was at a -5, and then up at 4. So it moved to the left 3. We put it at -8, but then we cut it in half and it becomes -4. So now we've got that that piece there. And then we just kind of connect these again. So we come down and connect these. And again, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be, we'll get the idea of it. All right, so now we're on that blue one. And it is going to be a little bit cluttered. Maybe we can start erasing things here in a minute. Okay, this next thing we're going to do is this negative out in front. Okay, putting a negative in front of the function. This is pretty straightforward. We're going to take the graph that we have and we're going to reflect it in the x-axis. Okay, so this blue portion, this blue curve right here, we are going to move that. And so every y value drops down to be the opposite sign. So we've got there, minimum is going to bump up there. Things on the axis will stay where they are. Okay, that point there drops down, and this point here jumps up. This point stays, that point drops down, and that point stays. And then of course that point stays as well. And so then we can just kind of connect. Okay, so the green curve, that's our with our negative. And then finally, we have the -1 outside there. So negative f of 2x plus 3, and then -1. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to use kind of a thicker marker. We just move everything down by 1. And then we're going to be able to connect these. I'm just using a thicker marker so that we'll be able to see it over all the clutter that we have. Okay. So there's that. Okay, so there's the orange, there's our transformation. This expression here, the negative f of 2x plus 3 minus 1.